Hello guys and welcome to 3 Silly Pointers, the World Cup episode. Uh, we've done it. It still seems like such a surprise. And it's taking so much time to still settle from last night. We've been out the entire night. But it's reality. It is reality. So bittersweet with obviously winning the biggest thing that was there to win. But the other side as well with our legends
Retiring.
leaving us today. But yeah, on the fun side and the exciting side, what a game!
Fuck, it was crazy.
What a game! Views?
I'm lost for words since yesterday. A lot of people have asked me, what do you think? How do you sum up the game? And the only expression or word I have is this is all down to two people's hard work, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Dravid, three people.
Yeah, I was fucking missed out.
What do you think is declining? How do you sum it up? How do you...
I mean, firstly, I think above the emotions, it was a great game of cricket.
Yeah.
Like, worthy of a final.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately for South Africa, they choked.
Or like we called it.
Yeah, they choked. Good for us. But yeah, man, I think at 26 from 28, it was never going to be our match. It was, I don't know how it happened. And fuck, it just happened. So, no words. I don't have any words.
Yeah, it's so overwhelming, especially for guys like us. We're such avid cricket fans. Played cricket our whole life and everything, and it's been 11 years. You know, heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak.
We learned our first heartbreak from cricket.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, and then it's just, you know, there's always a little part of you that, please, not again, not again. And that moment came in the match for a whole, like, I think, 3 overs period when they were chasing towards the
After
end.
Aksar's over, it was like done.
Aksar's
The moment
over.
It was done.
Yeah. So that was when, you know, you go back into those dark times and you're like, you know, it's been 6 or 7 finals and semi-finals in a row that we have lost. So we always do well in ICC tournaments, and the hope is always max till your semis and finals, and then there's always one moment that comes across and then you go back to bed.
The reel would have been playing on in people's head. It's happening again.
Yeah, I think those flashbacks of each tournament with each individual, from Dhoni's run out to Travis Head killing it, to Rohit Sharma's wicket, to Virat Kohli's wicket, to our bowlers faltering. Yeah, it gives me goosebumps just remembering about all of these dark times, but guess what? We won!
Yeah, I think that's the you know, it's taking so much time to settle that we have actually won and we've gone out there and done it. But the goat stood up, man. Everyone said it. I think the entire country, more than 1 billion people, everyone knew. Not a single person said he should be dropped.
Yeah.
Maybe change his position or whatever to some extent, but not a single person said he should be dropped. Every single person knew that
When it
he is
matters
going
the
to.
most,
And
the one man
he
stands.
played like he should have, you know. Like he didn't go for those shots which he was going for throughout the tournament, and he played his game, and it was very clear, like, you know, when he plays his own game, then there's no one better than him, and he came clutch for us yesterday.
Yeah, he made more runs in yesterday's innings than the entire tournament. He had
Yeah.
74 runs before the game. And that's what a bloody clutch player and a king is, right? Like when it
Yeah,
matters
definitely.
the most, from 30 for 3. Without him, we were not getting anywhere close to 176. So yeah, he shut up all his haters. One
To
more
just
time.
sum up his innings, he played each ball at a time, he played the occasion brilliantly, and he made sure that we did not collapse at any point, and made sure that India has a respectable total that can be defended by our brilliant bowlers.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, the first 50 runs was slow because we were really in a tough spot at the time, 30 for 3, and then started accelerating post that. And it was a perfect innings. Someone mentioned, I think it was Harsha Bhogale that mentioned that, you know, if India wins this, it's a genius innings. If India doesn't win the final, then it's going to be criticized for life for that innings. But yeah, I think it was absolutely the best. Moving on to Bumrah.
Yeah, I mean, if you see the internet, everyone's, you know, like straight bang on calling him the greatest white ball bowler ever, and I think that debate is settled now. Even though probably his career is not as long as, you know, like a Wasim Akram or the other greats who played like McGrath or someone like that. but I don't think anyone bowls the way he does across formats and comes, bang on point every time he's given the ball. And like even yesterday, he was on point. His over changed the game for us. Like 2 runs in that crucial
1 wicket, 2
16th over.
runs after Aksar's over.
Yeah,
Straight after
no,
Aksar.
so he bowled 2, right? He
Yeah.
bowled the 14th and the 16th or something like that. I don't know, maybe 15th and 17th.
15th and 17th.
15th and 17th. And I mean, those 2 overs really changed. One got the wicket of Jansen, and the other one was just like limiting them 2 runs.
One was putting pressure on Klassen
Yeah,
for his wicket to happen.
the next over.
Yeah.
Correct, exactly. So, I mean, I think that debate is also settled. And everyone, I think, on the internet also agrees with it. You have like all the greats calling him the greatest white ball bowler ever.
Let me ask you a question. Do you agree to give Jasprit Bumrah the title of Defence Ministry for him?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can also, like, he's not only defending us, he's also attacking for us.
Yeah. So both ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen from all the bowlers, like we follow cricket so much
Yeah.
across different formats. I don't think I've ever seen a bowler who's so clutch in any moment of the match that he comes, right? Because South Africa were in the position where they can remove 2 maiden overs
Yeah.
from Jasprit
Yeah.
Bumrah and still win
Yeah.
a match very easly. With that mindset of a batsman, and you're not even attacking a bowler to come in and still take wickets, whether it was Reza Hendricks in the second over of the match.
Oh, that was a ball that would get anybody.
Unplayable. It was unplayable, coming into middle and leg and then swinging off stump. It was unplayable absolutely in the start of the innings.
I think our editor should play that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, time and again, and everyone knows, that the whole world, that if it's a clutch moment in the match, you give Jasprit Bumrah the ball, and he's going to give you something or the other, and it's crazy how it happens every match, every over, every ball. Entire World Cup, his economy has been 4.19.
Wow.
Which is like a test match economy.
Yeah.
Which is unreal, which is why we put him definitely with the greats, if not the greatest. At least T20 bowler, I think, by far the greatest.
Let me ask you a question. Would he be our Sachin in bowling? Sachin, Virat, let's put it in that.
Yeah, I think definitely, man. He's in his own category.
Right.
Absolutely the same way with these batsmen that you mentioned, is that it's God tier kind of performances that come time and again.
When it matters the most.
Exactly, right? And the kind of pressure under which he bowls is absolutely crazy.
And also, like, we don't have a history of having good fast bowlers. Like, with the batsmen. Like,
Forget good fast bowlers like Jasprit Bumrah,
Yeah, like, I mean, I think before him, you'd only think of Kapil Dev.
Zach.
Yeah,
To a
that to
certain
some
extent.
extent.
But like, he was also great towards the end of his career.
Right.
When he got the ball reversing and he used to be unplayable. But like, I think besides Kapil Dev, we don't have a bowler who can be consistently called as like, our best bowler.
Yeah.
So it's even tougher to become such a great bowler in those circumstances.
In a nation which is all about batting.
Like, because exactly, right? So everyone who wants to play cricket in India would want to just become a batsman, hit sixes, hit
Absolutely.
fours, be a Gavaskar, Tendulkar, Kohli, whatever. But no one has anyone to look up to for being a great fast bowler. So I think even if you see in some of his interviews, like his idols are not Indians. He has Tim Beckera, I don't know who, but like they're not Indians. So it's even like a bigger achievement to come out in that environment and become such a great bowler already. That we're calling him great.
Just such a humble, great guy, man.
Oh, what a guy.
Just a humble guy, great guy, comes in, does his shit, blows away oppositions, and then
Stays calm throughout all of it.
Yeah. Moving on from Jassi, I think the highest wicket taker of the tournament, Arshdeep, man, what views! I think that was the absolute surprise of the tournament for everyone who watched it.
I think we've had good left-arm swing bowlers in their own rights, but for somebody to perform at such a high level consistently across the World Cup, and for it to matter so much for us after 13 years and all the history behind it, it's a commendable performance.
I mean, that 19th over.
Oh,
Yeah, crazy game.
That was unbelievable. I never had it in him to pull that off. I was like, he's not going to make us through. But yeah.
And even the first overs of every innings that he bowls, there's usually a wicket
Yeah.
that's been taken in one of the first few overs that he bowls. So I think highest wicket taker of the tournament, on equal with Fazal Haq.
I think we didn't even have him in our squad in the start.
Yeah, I don't think any
He
of
was
us
in the
really had him.
Khalistani quota.
I think that's just how it comes in, man. They know better than us who should play where. But yeah, really good, man. Really good to see young guy coming in. I think for the next, I think he'll come good in all formats. He'll be one of the mainstays. It'll be great to see him in test matches and stuff now, swinging the ball.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot of county cricket, so maybe
yeah.
he comes good there as well.
So left arm, we've always required left arm fast.
And he's so he develops his skills on the Indian pitches where the ball's not going to swing that much.
Yeah. Because the next World Cup is in India. 2025,
yeah.
T20 is back in India.
After going through it again. It's insane.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let me ask you about another player and his redemption arc. Hardik Pandya. Sum it up for all of us across the internet. What would you say to him today?
Respect to us, respect. I mean, what he had to go through, we all put him through shit, right? Like
everyone, each one of us included, have put him through shit.
We put him through a whole lot of shit. What he went through with MI and this current IPL the last 6-8 months. But respect, man. And you could see it, his overflow of emotion after the last ball. That was so emotional.
Yeah.
He deserved.
He sat on the ground as soon as he got the ball.
And tears, and then Rohit comes and lifts him. This is like dream stuff, you know, like all of us, for us cricket fans, this is dream stuff. Rohit picking up Hardik after everything.
Yeah, Rohit crying and hugging Virat Kohli, written in the stars, for God's sake.
There was a kiss also.
Yeah.
There was a kiss.
Yeah. But yeah, Hardik, on his performance in the World Cup?
See, I don't think anyone doubted his talent. Like, we've already seen him perform. It was just that patch he went through, and it was more of the noise which happened because of him getting the captainship. I think that was the whole thing which people didn't like, you know, how can you remove Rohit? Which I still don't think he should have been removed. But yeah, I think they have a plan, they're moving ahead. Like, they saw Rohit probably not continuing IPL, which he might probably do for a couple of years only. So yeah, they have their own reasons and people didn't agree with it. I think the whole country didn't agree with it, which is also fair enough.
Yeah, you can't remove the Indian captain for God's sake.
Exactly. But I don't think I think he's really redeemed himself. That last over was crazy, and also like you should not forget throughout the tournament he's
batting contribution.
Batting and bowling. There'll be matches where he's taken 2 wickets, 3 wickets. I think he'll have a good tally of 8 to 10 wickets he must have taken out the tournament. So yeah, I mean Hardik performed for us. He was one of the few players who was there consistently throughout the tournament, and it was just his destiny that he had to bowl the last over
and I think that's what it is, man. Like life and the destiny, it comes full circle. And after everything he went through, and he said it himself in the interview just after we won the World Cup, was that it's just how life pans out. Where like you go through everything, and then it comes down to Hardik bowling the last over. Right? There was no situation where anyone would have thought that with all the bowlers that we do have, Hardik is going to be the one bowling the last over.
That's not Joginder Sharma.
So that means we are Shrikant.
Jaykant Shikris. Jaicha bhai.
But what a script. What a script.
Jai bhai has given us a script for a lifetime.
The best
But guys,
performance.
like, what about that catch?
So yeah, I think
That catch.
I'll ask him to sum it up for us today. What do you have to say?
I think I'm going to go back to one of the greatest lines ever told in Indian cricket, international cricket, was that David Miller goes down the ground but not out of the ground. Bro, that is, I think, the greatest catch of that moment that I have seen in Indian cricket at least. Right?
I would go on to say that's the greatest catch ever taken.
Yeah.
It's in a final, a crunch moment, saving 6 runs. What more do you want from a player?
He literally held the World Cup for us in that
he
moment.
snatched it out of South Africa's mouth and he's like, yo, take it boys. I've got it for you.
Crazy, and that's what makes a team, right? Like, even though you maybe falter in your batting or something like that, you come good. Cricket gives you these moments where you can go down in history, right? Like, people who've seen this match live and tell their children and grandchildren about this one catch that happened, 19.1. Because the moment is such that if the catch doesn't happen, we lose the World Cup. It is straight up where David, even if he saves the 6 or whatever of his effort, even if he saves the 6 runs, we still lose the World Cup, right? Because David Miller's there, he's definitely going to take Hardik apart. And he did, first ball full toss outside of, so I think he faltered, Hardik faltered with his delivery. If ever possible, you can give Surya Kumar that wicket, man. It was absolutely unreal and he goes out, he holds it, goes out, comes back in, takes it. Watching it live was heart and mouth, balls and throat stuff.
It was like the Kapil Dev 83 catch of Vivian Richards. Like when he ran back and that catch changed the match for us
Yeah.
back then. Obviously different circumstances, but it was in the last over and stuff. But yeah,
same like magnitude of.
like that catch won us the World
So
Cup.
you're basically saying Ranveer Singh has a new movie coming up.
Yeah. But I think it was, I mean,
24.
well deserved, man. It was just the whole script of the match, how it went. We being, faltering at the start. Started really well, then faltering. And then coming into Akshar Patel. What did you think, Dravid sending Akshar Patel 3 down when you have Dubey and Hardik and Jaddu?
It was like you can see parallels. It was like how Dhoni came ahead of Yuvraj.
Yeah.
But this was not like that exactly. But it was just something out of the blue.
Yeah.
I think they've done this in the Pakistan game and he performed there also. So maybe there was a thought behind it. When we have a collapse, send Akshar. And I think that's what happened yesterday. But yesterday he came clutch with his batting. Maybe not with his bowling. He got hammered and almost lost us the World Cup. But those 47 runs, I think, are
Also
very crucial. Yeah, exactly. And for Akshar to do it was like unthinkable, man. Like I don't think he had it in him.
Yeah,
so many runs.
under so much pressure, right? To
And
play.
in that batting lineup, Akshar is making.
Are you saying it's Bapu versus South Africa?
But yeah, he played at the rate of almost 150, close to 150, 47 of 31 odd deliveries is what he did.
And he was hitting like he had Rabada for a 6 straight. That's a wide shot for Akshar Patel to play it like.
And he just lofted it and it was.
Yeah, Keshav Maharaj also 2 sixes. I think that's where the tactics, putting the lefty on top, coming ahead of Jaddu as well, where many of us, even if it's not Shivam Dubey or Hardik for that moment, you might have put Jaddu there, but giving Akshar that opportunity and he held it, man. I think the entire World Cup giving him this opportunity and the confidence that whatever happens, you're going to be there in the 11.
Yeah.
You're going to play all the games.
I also think now it's like he's cemented his place in this team.
Yeah, I think that's where Jadeja's retirement, if you all don't know, Jadeja has retired from international T20 cricket.
That's where it comes in. Akshar has removed him out. He's like, enough man, now it's my time.
Yeah, batting, bowling, fielding, going back to that catch.
He's even fucking taking that catch.
Unreal. So I think so much to say, so much to talk about everyone's contribution, right?
I think we missed out on this. I think both of you all should speak more. Captain Rohit Sharma. Do you have words? Do you feel his joy? Or do you feel the sadness that has come with it?
A lot of joy obviously, but watching cricket, you're always going to miss Rohit Sharma in T20.
The elegance, the class,
the
ease of hitting sixes.
Yeah, I don't
what can you
think
say?
ever, there are always players who you can replace.
Yeah.
In any team, in any sport, whatever there are players that you can replace in everything. But Rohit Sharma, I don't think you can ever replace as a player the kind of elegance and flow that he had. While he's in form, I think best batsman ever to watch.
Kohli said it himself.
Right? So I think absolutely on that sense. But the best way to bow out.
Yeah.
I think the absolute best way, he's played 9 T20 World Cups, won the first one
And on the
ever,
last one.
and he's won his last one.
Also, I think we should credit his captaincy. He's made some great calls in this World Cup, which have resulted in winning matches and now the World Cup. So there's not a lot being spoken about his captaincy, but
the only third captain ever to do it.
Exactly. And it's like after Dhoni's captaincy, the level is so high that no one even talks about someone's captaincy and the decisions he's making. But I think Rohit was bang on in this tournament with whatever he did. His 11, his bowling changes, and I'm sure there's some of his brains also in sending Akshar above. So it all worked out, whatever he was doing worked out. Maybe it didn't work out in the final 7 months ago, but it clearly worked out.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? He's gone through so much.
Yeah.
He's seen so many ups and downs, Rohit Sharma as a player and as a captain. And I think definitely one of the greatest that India has ever produced. We're definitely going to miss him in T20s. I hope he continues more in ODI and tests. And yeah, I think the best thing about the team, even looking at the ODI World Cup and now, is that this finally looking at a team that is so gelled together, right?
Yeah.
They love each other's success and everyone talks so great about each other. Where in the past maybe it wasn't so much on this level with the fielding medals and everything that is there. And each one talks so highly about Rohit as a captain as well. So whatever people are talking about Rohit and Kohli and having their animosity and stuff like that,
It all ended yesterday.
ever that was Even
the
on
case
one.
between them, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's talk about Rahul Dravid. Do you have
It's just-
words
it's
to s-
It's just so much. Um, it's just so hard to talk, right? Because it's the best moment that has happened, and then also with that, it's so bittersweet that you're seeing. But I think
we've had 3 retirements, a coach leave. For Indian fans, we want to be happy, not sad. Guys, come on, don't retire. Take back your retirements.
And also like on Dravid, like he's always been that person who was never gratified in
Yeah.
his times. He was
Always below Sachin.
he got
Ganguly.
he got hidden, not more so Ganguly, but he got hidden with Sachin in
Yeah.
that team.
yeah, always
Even
in the
though-
background. Even his
Yeah.
personality was a way that.
Humble guy, not coming out. But if you see his records, I think he's like better than most of the greats. Like
Yeah.
if you see his test numbers, his average, his hundreds and his runs. So he was someone who never got his dues, according to me,
Correct.
by our country. And I think this was a great thing for him to end it. He never won a World Cup, never got his dues, and yeah, rightly so. They were lifting him up and throwing him.
Life comes to full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah,
His
He-
last day.
Yeah. He lost it in 2007 World Cup,
yeah,
and he won it again in West Indies as the last day as a coach. I mean,
yeah.
written in
And
the
that
stars.
moment, man, when they give him the World Cup, because you can see he's still timid and
Yeah.
sort of humbling up to the moment where the whole
That's
team
how
is
he
there.
right? He was never
With
going
the
to come
World Cup.
ahead.
Correct. And then
But then
they
push
call him,
yeah.
and then they give him the World Cup, and you can see his emotions erupt in
Yeah.
that moment.
I've
where
seen a
he's holding it.
50-year-old guy become like a 2-year-old child and just go wild.
And that's what sports give you, right?
Yeah.
And
That's why we
these
watch
sort of
this
moments.
fucking sport.
It was crazy just thinking about these moments that have happened yesterday. There is so much building up, right? It's not just a match or just, okay, like teams have won World Cups and stuff like that in the past as well. But there is so much building up to it with Dravid and Kohli and Rohit and India losing. We were the chokers of a decade.
Yeah,
Definitely. But
against chokers of a lifetime.
so I think that was something that went away finally.
I mean, just to sum it up for you guys, I think every person who played in that Indian team could have had a redemption arc, including Virat, Rohit, Pant, Surya, Dubey, whoever you want to name. And that just tells you such a beautiful story that sports gives you moments like these which you would never find elsewhere. And that's why we watch the sport.
And then it just flows into we were on the streets last night, and the kind of emotion that you see.
Let us cue Saklani dancing.
But that's what it's about, right? Like parents, grandparents, children who are 3 and 4 years old coming on the streets. You're all together, right? It's
India unites.
and that's what sport gives you. That's what cricket in India. That's what it means. Means so much. And I think the final one, man. I think we've spoken about everyone. The final one. What do you think about Virat Kohli?
I don't think I have words for a great man like him. He said it himself, God's plan, baby! No, for jokes apart. Let's just sum up his last 4 years. Out of form. Came back into form. Got trolled for his T20 strike rate. Got trolled for not winning enough World Cups. Got trolled endlessly for n number of reasons. Never bowed out of the game on a low. Said I'll do it at the greatest stage and bow out.
Yeah.
What else do you have to say about the man? Resilience, character, the greatest Indian batsman of this era.
Yeah,
Easily.
by far. And comes clutch, man. You just think about so many of the moments that he's given against Pakistan, before against Sri Lanka, now against South Africa in the final, going 7 games in a row, absolutely out of form. And then to come good. You're never going to see him again in this format. And you keep going back to that Pakistan game that he single-handedly won for us.
Kohli goes down the ground, Kohli goes out of the ground.
Moments like that, it's just crazy. I don't think again player you can ever replace.
There are way too many holes to fill in this Indian team at the minute. What do you think, Saklani? How do you sum up Virat Kohli? Can you find the words today?
No, maybe not.
No?
But like you can just maybe say was never dethroned. The king always stayed there, and I don't think the king will ever be dethroned from that position.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a way to sum it up. I know, it's tough.
So yeah, I think that was it. India wins the World Cup.